This is a man's world.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Single Man's Commission podcast. We're here with me, your favorite bunch of out of the bunch of the three Gersi. We have Samuel here. We have Yanni, Nix, and
Apple.
Of course.
And now, someone please tell us what is the drink of the day.
You still don't know, or you don't want to understand that it's a secret. I may get killed or
Yeah.
So
sure.
what?
Conspiracy
CIA
theories.
didn't
Yeah.
find it and now it's after FBI?
only my body needs to know it. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Here,
Only
here's
only he and this dead body.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. I hope it kills you one day.
why Apple has drink it every day. And
Oh.
It's
yeah.
fine.
That's why he's literally stoned. Anyway.
Yeah.
Now, we see the state of the world, how the West is falling bit by bit, how Russia, China are preparing for war. It's scary times, man. Like the war in Ukraine, it's a bad precedent for the war between Serbia and every other
Kosovo.
country that Serbia ever had a war against, with even Kosovo, which is our brother neighboring country, which is scary. What's even scarier though is
The fact that we're over 20 and we are ready to go to war.
that too, but
Yeah.
it's also
Okay.
how the governments convince us of certain wars that must happen, that in fact shouldn't happen. It
Yeah.
makes it seem as if the people have animosity towards each other, like the Serbs and the Kosovo.
You can say that they are Albanian as well.
Yeah,
Kosovo.
the
They
Serbs
said-
and Albanians have animosity
history.
towards each other, but I don't think it's in between the people as much as it is between the governments, because it is a state of power, and we know that everyone that's in charge of power has some sort of profit from war.
It's just like that they say the fish stinks from the head. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing, that the conflict, we can take example between Albania or the ancient name Illyria or Arborea,
Yeah.
as a conflict with Russia, with Bielorussia, with Serbia. It goes 200 or 300 years ago on Balkanic wars. They always liked the position of Albania politically and geographically,
Yeah, geopolitically, yeah.
geopolitically, and their conflicts have been, there are, and they will be, always. We have said, we always said that in our schools we say that it's a period of peace. We've
Yeah,
heard.
but there is always a Cold War. The Cold War is not completely
It's not a Cold
extinct.
War, because how can we say about what can we say for Iraq, Syria, all the Middle East, all the conflicts for
Well,
the ISIS?
it's a period of peace for like the European countries, mostly,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the exception of Ukraine and Russia going to war in between each other. But for the majority of the Western world, which is where the most of our alliances as a country come from, it's mostly peace, or at least it seems to be peace. Even Russia and Ukraine thing, don't kill us, please, but we gotta say it, you're making a proxy war with it. Like, it's not really Ukraine against Russia, it's more like the United States and NATO using Ukraine against Russia.
It's just a puppet, just like their leader, Ukrainian leader.
Yeah, sure.
A puppet or a victim.
Or a Joker.
Yeah, Joker.
Literally, actually,
I
because he
actually-
was a comedian. but
We
he
can
was
take the Dragon Ball fusion technique and fuse the three of those.
Actually,
Okay.
Jordan Peterson, I saw a clip of him saying that the biggest Joker clown to ever leave is
I've
the
seen
devil.
Yeah.
And that's why he's been posting all over his Twitter account pictures of evil clowns, because evil is or the devil, the concept of the devil, the evil, is mostly like a parody of the world, because everything, when it's pushed to extremes, becomes a parody of itself.
Well, I've been posting pictures of evil clowns lately, and people think they're wondering what the hell I'm up to, which form of insanity has now gripped me. It's like I realized that Satan is an evil clown, right? I started to understand that, when I encountered the sign that was over Auschwitz, because the sign that was over Auschwitz was Arbeit macht frei, which means work will make you free. Right. It's like I thought, that's a joke. Then I thought, who would tell a joke in Auschwitz? Himmler. Right. Well, yeah, but who's the spirit behind Himmler, right? Who's the great cosmic joker? And then also mutual assured destruction, right? The acronym for years was MAD. I thought, oh, that's a joke too, right? Right, it's all these jokes, And then I watched The Death of Stalin. Have you seen that? No. Oh, it's great. It's a movie about. I've heard. Oh, it's so great because it portrays the brutal reality of the Soviet Union. There are terrible, murderous, raping, catastrophic things going on in the background of the movie nonstop. And then there's these 5 jokers, one of whom is Stalin, and the rest of his evil crew, and they're bumbling parodies, right? Everything's a parody. And I realized that after really thinking about that and thinking about that motif of the joker and the clown, which has become so prevalent in modern culture, I thought, I see, when things become totalitarian, they turn into a parody.
If we take it back to communism era, for example, we have the prime figure of the time in Verhoja saying that, oh, everybody is going to eat with golden spoon, and there's going to be economic prosperity to everybody, and we're going to be the greatest country in the world. And the fact that he even damaged his relationship, our country's relationship with Russia, because after Stalin died, he was more of a fan of Stalin, so he went against the Nikita Khrushchev.
He also made in Tirana. It was a Stalin statue.
Yeah.
That at the moment that the regime fell on the beginning of 90s, or in on January of 1991, all the people went immediately there and threw the statue.
No, they threw the Enver Hoxha statue.
The Enver Hoxha, but also the Stalin.
I think the Stalin statue fell after the deal with Russia broke, after the exposure of Stalin as this bad figure. So
okay, it maybe have a 10-year gap between those, but
and after he basically destroyed his relationship with Russia, he instated a relationship with Mao and China back then, and after he ruined that, he basically isolated the country, which basically sent the economy to collapse. And
it was 1978, the year that both of my parents were born, that the Albania was isolated from every country, no relations.
Yes, and it screwed us over. It actually screwed us over, but it became a parody of itself. The fact that they wanted to equally distribute everything and nobody owned anything, but actually, when the government is in power, the government owns everything. Technically, the people that are at the top of the government own everything. They own your fucking opinions, because they will tell you what to think, what to do, which opinions are allowed, and if you deviate from those opinions that they allow, they imprison you or they persecute you, which is stated even more in the book 1984 that you have brought for us today, some from George Orwell. Which is really scary, because we see, before I let you go in there, we see what happened in 1984, the book, with what happened in the communist or dictatorship regimes during World War One, or during World War Two, and post World War Two. With Albania, with the USSR, with China,
basically everything.
Everywhere.
And before I go to that, we had the conversation about that. I heard it a little bit late. Last year, Jordan Peterson came to Albania. Just for a short
and
break.
We missed it.
We missed it. And other people had the luck. They didn't took it. that
yeah,
luck
yeah, they took
for
it
the
for
good
granted.
for the good thing, but
Yeah, they took it for granted, basically.
they took it for granted. And Jordan Peterson made last year a short Instagram post, I
Yeah.
think 3 paragraphs about Albania, and he mentioned, I didn't know it, that from 1978 to 90 at the till the beginning of 90s, Albania was the third most poor country in the world. We had below Somalia and Bangladesh in the
What?
beginning of 90s. Yes, we were the third most poor
Whoa.
country,
Third poorest country in the
poorest
world.
country on the whole world. Only more poorer than us were Somalia and Bangladesh. It was
It's not a good thing.
yeah, but to think that now it's 2023 and from the 90s there are 33 years and we are not at the same position, we can take the good side.
Yes.
A little
Okay.
bit.
For all the problems, but it's capitalism that deals with this. It's not
Yeah.
communism.
Yeah.
Communism basically ran us to the ground.
Yeah, but that
Dictatorship, basically.
yeah, but the information, that little information that we were the third most poor country on the world, besides the other two, was scary. And when we see how our parents and grandparents were living on their years and how we are living now, we need to be a little bit grateful.
Yeah, because in the
Yeah.
time, guys, remember, the communism times, having a bicycle, you were rich.
You were just like you. Today you have a Range Rover.
Yeah, if you had
Yeah.
a bicycle back then, it's like you having a Range Rover or a Lambo, right? And if you had a car, it was like owning a Bugatti.
You wouldn't allowed.
Yeah.
You weren't allowed.
The
Just
majority of people weren't allowed. Only the select few people that worked for the government were allowed the car.
basically the bureau. It
Yeah.
was called that had
The bureau had all the power.
my
Actually, sorry to interrupt, but
yeah.
But from my opinion, I think that's the list of the things that were bad in that time. I remember
Yeah, yeah.
once my father told me my granddad, so his father, he used to do something every time he told him something about something that happened in the house. It was the first thing he used to do after telling his son something. He used to beat them and in secret and tell them, if you tell anyone about what we discussed, I'm gonna
Beat you up.
Beat you up
up.
to the death, basically.
I was actually going to say beat the shit out of you, but that's
Yeah,
it.
that too.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
I mean, so the bicycle, I think it's the least of the problems with that, but that's
no,
just
it was just to put it more into the perspective of
Yeah.
how poor our country was.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of
that's also
problems. It's the destruction of family union that every regime wants to accomplish. Every dictatorial
Dictatorship.
dictatorship regime wants to
Yeah.
accomplish. Every single one. Because what they want to do, and excuse me because I'm talking a lot, but if you see back in communism, people spied on their own families, on their own parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Brother to brother, parents to
Yeah, I don't like
grandparents.
you, so I'm gonna screw you over. Period.
Yeah, and my
And to think about that, this if you spy the other one, you get a reward for that.
yeah.
I mean, come on.
I told you 10 minutes ago something like that that my dad's uncle
Yeah.
was a chauffeur of one of the a driver, a chauffeur for one of the bureau members.
Yeah.
And he heard a lot of discussions, and he told me one time when he was bragging about that time, because he believed it himself, that time was the most golden era of the Albania, which, to say the truth, it wasn't. So and when he told me that the first day of his work, his chief, how we called it,
His boss. Yeah.
his boss didn't tell anything to him, that if you heard anything or you can tell, he knew it himself.
Yeah.
And sometimes the bureau members would talk about how would they punish the people that
Spoke
They
against the
spoke,
establishment.
or
yeah.
or if they leak information, then he said the chills were unbelievable. The way, the tortures that a simple human mind can't imagine, just can't imagine. Only brilliant minds like the author we will discuss can comprehend them.
Yeah,
And can write, not even comprehend, but write.
yeah, it's really scary what. Listen, there is this expression, I don't remember where I heard it from, but absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I believe there's only one person which that doesn't apply to, and that's God.
Yeah.
We're human. As I said it in the previous podcast, we've had some achievements and we felt arrogant. Imagine if you owned an entire state and nobody could say anything to you because you can erase them and go unpunished.
You're your own boss there. On that peak, you are your own boss. You either succeed on the positive way or you succeed on the bad way.
Yeah, and that's why the belief in God is
Very important.
very important, because first of all, if you treat the government as your God, basically they can brainwash you to do things that are not in your best interest. They will brainwash you into selling your family, into selling your soul, basically, into selling your own opinions, into not talking about the things that you have to say. I heard this. I saw this clip of Jordan Peterson going to Bill Maher, and he was talking about the story of John from the Exodus of Jonah. That God told him to tell a certain city that they should basically.
The prophet Jonah. Yeah.
Yeah, the prophet Jonah.
He has
God
his
told
own
him
book.
to tell this city to get that shit their shit together before I destroy them. Jonah denied that. God punished him for it, and the entire moral of the story is: if you have something to say, say it. Okay, which we have to incorporate more and more into our lives, because we are raised in a society that punishes us for saying our own opinion about things that are supposed to be our own opinion, and punishes us for saying the truth for things that are obviously the truth, and that is scary.
It's very scary.
And we will discuss about the book now. Please, Samuel, spoiler alert, but please give us a quick rundown of the book, the plot.
Before I speak about this amazing and treacherous book, I like you to, because I like and you liked it and he liked the cover. It's translated in Albanian, and it's a re-translation, a new one. It's from 4 years ago. So please, if you can show it to the camera,
Now that's some scary type stuff. That's really scary.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Yeah, and before you tell us about the book, I want.
The lamp is.
The Matrix is attacking us.
Yeah.
Power is not a tool, but the purpose. Nobody establishes dictatorship to protect revolution, but they create revolution to root in dictatorship. The purpose of persecution is persecution. The purpose of torture is torture. The purpose of power is power.
Yeah, it's one of the headlines and one of the most amazing quotes of this book. But before I talk about the synopsis and the plot, I would like to talk a little bit just a short information that this is one of my 5 favorite books.
Yeah.
The other ones are Les Miserables from Victor Hugo, Alchemist from Paulo Coelho, it's Uncle Gorio from Balzac, and The Plague from Camus, Albert Camus.
I'd say
this is it is not a rank, but it's one of my 5 favorites. My top 5.
My top 5 in books. I've read. Actually, 1994, but it was a long time ago. I think I was a kid.
In high school?
No, I think I was like in 7th or 8th grade.
Yeah, in the middle.
Which is stupid for me to read it back then, because I basically remember very little about the
It's a-
book.
it's a
Only
fog.
major talk points.
It's a
Yeah,
fog.
it's foggy. It's foggy. Now that I examined it, it's like a book that would take you like a week to read, but an entire year to process and basically be able to articulate how much, and it's scary how much this book gets right about the current state of the society. My second favorite book.
Yeah.
No, actually, my first favorite. This would be the second. The first favorite book that's a little bit more fresh. I've read like 50 pages of the book, and I had to stop because it was really scary stuff. It was Thus Spoke Zarathustra from Nietzsche, where he talks about the last man, the Superman. How one of the things that I liked in the book is don't have a lot of virtues, have only a few, and it had me question because, but he actually responded that if you have a lot of virtues, you will never know which of these virtues is actually the good one. Basically, I'm paraphrasing here. But if you see today, you have SJWs, you have social justice warrior, the woke people that
Yeah.
come up with new things to be offended, new things that are oppressive, and new ways to be woke. And they completely uh, forget that they are making mistakes. It's completely incomprehensible to them that they are making mistakes because they are so encompassed in the idea that they are being great and they're helping people when they're not because they're just keyboard
They
warriors.
treat themselves just like the chosen people of God.
Yes,
In a way.
yes, because they want to claim this false moral superiority
Yeah.
by doing nothing but speaking. And basically, even the words that they say, they don't fully comprehend whether it's the repercussions of the words, the repercussions of the beliefs that they want to push, how susceptible they are to well formulated bad arguments, which
Yeah.
basically means something sounds good and feels good, but it's not good.
Yeah, and a good thing. Yeah, a good thing. I myself don't call them walk. I call them sleepy, because
No, they're in a full-blown coma actually.
Coma, and
They're
they're
waking up from that shit. They took some mushrooms and now they're tripping balls.
they.
Like
That's the beautiful thing, that they are in coma and they're just living their dream.
yeah,
It's just like the viewers will immediately recognize. You know the last arc of Naruto?
yeah,
the infinite Tsukuyomi plan.
Yeah, it's
They-
basically that everybody's living in their infinite freaking Tsukuyomi and they're being drained by the system power. And holy crap, think about it. There's one person in power that says everybody's going to follow my vision. He puts everybody in these cocoons
Yeah.
when they are in this dreamlike state, when they think, they believe that their life is being perfect. Meanwhile, they're being trained and turned into white zetsus, and white zetsus are basically
Zombies.
basically zombies, basically people that only respond to the commands of the one in power. Which is really great. For a lot of shit that the last arc of Naruto gets, this is one of the points that I really like.
Yeah.
Please go on.
And you said spoiler alert. I call again spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Because even if I will talk about this book, I want everyone to read it, because it's one thing to hear it from another, and it's one thing to actually read it, because it's just like a meditation.
Yeah.
From my personal experience. So this book, it's from one of the most brilliant minds that ever lived. It's George Orwell, or because George Orwell is a persona, his real name is Eric Arthur Blair. And this man took upon himself a journey to travel all around the world and see how humanity works, how the world actually is, what current state of world it was. He traveled, he lived 20 or 30 years of his life in England. He also traveled to America, saw how the capitalism was on the early stages. He then went to the Asian states, in China, Japan,
Basically,
Mongolia. He traveled all around the world.
yeah.
He went to Africa and saw how governments they invented wars and put people against each other,
Yeah.
even brother to brother or family against family for some stupid agenda that they had to do.
Political ideology. Yeah.
Yeah, and also he lived in Rome on the early fascist years. He also lived in Berlin 1 year, I think, something like that, and he saw how the Nazis work, and he put all of these systems. It took one thing here, one thing here, one thing here, one thing there, and he mixed it or fused it all together and
Yeah,
create
he was this book.
the dystopian world that is in this book.
Yeah.
The world in 1984, it's a dystopian world, or a nation, or a state, or everything. The world is divided in three big states or empires. It's Oceania,
Yeah.
which the events take place. It's Asia and Eurasia,
Yeah.
and these nations fight with each other. They are in war with each other.
constantly at
Yeah,
war, yeah.
and the thing is that in Oceania, it's the regime of the Big Brother,
Yeah.
which it has everywhere in the cities. They have the Big Brother's poster, which is a man, middle age, with a mustache here,
Yeah.
and it says Big Brother is watching you. I don't
Scary.
scary and
It links back to the
WikiLeaks.
WikiLeaks. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That basically the NSA was spying on its people. And listen, if you do own any mobile phones or anything laptops connected to the internet, you'd be a damn idiot to not understand that you're basically being watched.
And
we are being watched.
and
And
second,
screw you to the people that are watching. 'Cause
and
you can't stop us.
I tell all the people that are right now
Listening to us,
listening to this,
you are pleased
you can
to
shave
die.
my,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know the rest.
Yeah.
And Enrique sleeps with his hard pajamas.
Wait, what? Hard pajamas?
Yeah, you have a bunny here and some hearts all around.
Okay, I do have a bunny. But it's not a Playboy bunny. It's a bunny cat.
Ah, bunny. Sorry.
It is basically species fluid.
And Yannick dries his hair in the oven, so.
Okay, stop now.
Oh, you're mad?
We fall prey.
No, you see, this is one more reason why I hated Big Brother show.
Yeah, Apple was saying the same thing, that they were idiots the first time. They don't realize this, what you said, and they are big or bigger idiots the second time. They don't realize that people are watching a live show, a reality show, that it's all of that show is based on this book, and they just
By the way,
sell it crap, and they transform it as a crap show to sell it to the masses.
But that is a part of the propaganda. They distract you with meaningless things. You don't know what's really going on.
And people watch that show, especially in Albania, but I think in any other countries, people or the masses, I think 80%, the big mass, watch that shows and they are, wow, amazing, how did you do that? But at the end of the day, the last 20%, which remains, says that, oh, all of this is with, I know, scenarios.
by the way,
It's all tricked.
by the way, this make me think. The people in the show of Big Brother get paid to do that. We're always getting tracked. Why aren't we getting paid? This is not fair.
Of course it's not fair.
He says
Listen.
some crap there and he gets paid. You say
Yeah,
some crap here
we say so.
and you just get offended by us or
I
by
mean,
the
come on,
comments.
They
World
spy
is
us
unfair.
when
Okay,
they spy
come on,
us
man.
when we
Come on,
are
man, the world
watching
is
TV.
the world is unfair. Why Gersi is single, for example? It's an unfair world, man. So
yeah. Why is someone gay? Why are you gay?
I'm not gay. I'm a lesbian.
So you are gay,
No, I like women a lot.
but you are gay.
I'm just like Borat. Ladies like me very much, he said.
Who the hell is Borat?
The most
comedy
art piece of a movie.
of
He's just,
Bro,
Okay, I'm
seriously?
feeling like an uncultured swine here, so
Yeah.
please do
Yeah,
enlighten
you
me.
are really.
okay. So to get back
Wait,
to
what? What were you saying?
no, I'm saying get back to the book.
No, before that, what did you whisper?
You are a
No.
swine.
You are uncultured.
Screw you. You're ugly and dumb, so your opinion doesn't matter. You're ugly, dumb, and short, so your opinion matters ever less.
Yeah, and you are black
And
and,
you're-
you have no right to talk.
Okay, can you stop with the racism now? It's okay, listen.
We fall prey-
If we make jokes about racism,
Yeah.
it's just jokes.
Yeah,
None
nothing,
of us are
nothing.
really racist.
We love black.
Allegedly.
We love everyone.
You know, Apple was called a racist in his home because he said to the other elephants, "You are elephants." You know, just like the last
who are
time.
you
Whoa.
to decide my race, my species?
Yeah.
Because the
Screw
elephant
you.
says, most of the elephants said that they are mices. Only Apple said, "You are elephants," and they just banished him.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor Apple. I
Okay,
think
let's get back. Okay, give your last meaning. Yeah.
I think he must be more comfortable with us now.
Yeah, because we say the truth. You're an elephant, man. Deal
Yes.
with it.
And
Because
we are
we are-
pigs. Pigs ready to be slaughtered. No, please go back to the.
Go back to
So basically, it's a dystopian world that the Big Brother is all around. You know, he watches all of the things. Big Brother. I think that the book, if the readers can immediately recognize that Big Brother is not a real person. It's just the name of the elite that controls everything.
yeah.
And the society on that of this dystopian world is divided in three categories. It's
Yeah.
just like a pyramid. It's the inner party, which is the 2%.
Yeah.
It's the outer party, which are, I know, the administration, the
They're
advisors,
like 13%.
yeah,
Mhm.
something like that, 13 or I don't know, and it's 85% or 80%, something like that, is the prolets.
Yeah.
It's the short name for proletariat. They
Yeah.
are the people, the working people.
proletarians. Yeah, basically the working
Proletarians.
class. The people that have no power, no say in anything that they do, and they are controlled by the government.
Not only them, also the outer party didn't have any control. They just were getting paid serving the Big Brother immediately.
Yes,
the
but-
ministries.
To some extent, they had some benefits, you know?
Uh,
like,
some.
they didn't make decisions,
Yeah.
but they were there because they agreed with the decisions of Big Brother.
They knew a lot of shit.
Yeah.
They knew a
Yeah.
lot of shit, but they couldn't speak, or they didn't want to speak.
They didn't want to speak. It's
Yeah.
more like they didn't want to speak. It's like Jordan Peterson said. Everybody has Hitler and Stalin inside them. Because
Yeah.
there is no way that this type of regimes can expand so quickly at such masses unless everybody is willing to lie about everything. And that's why it's so important to say the truth. Listen, lying is okay. Lying is bad. But
Yeah.
not saying anything when you have to say something is also bad. And I would argue it's even worse. Because if you lie, you get caught up lying. Okay?
Yeah.
Eventually the truth will come out. If you knew the truth, you didn't lie, but you didn't say anything, people will be like, why didn't you tell us?
You're a cooperator
Yeah, you're basically a silent cooperator.
or an ally. Some
Mm.
we can say about that.
Ally. Someone who's trying to save himself, I would say.
Yeah, it's selfish.
Ah,
It's selfish.
it's
Very selfish. We see in the book that even the outer party, we can say 90% of the population, including the workers in the administrations or in ministries, we see that it's a poor, but a very poor country.
Yeah.
It's a very poor country, and the people they just have the basic food supplies. And it's very very bad. Even sometimes they didn't have shoes to wear. All the diseases all around, and we see more clearly that it's an example. If you want to find a razor to shave your beard, you had to wait. You had to ask it on the black market, because on the normal market you couldn't find it. You went to the black market, and he would give it to you 1 year later.
Yeah.
So basically, when we say a razor, we can say about a lot of most basic needs. You know, the families, you just get married to reproduce.
Yeah.
to give your party another devoted members,
Yeah.
male or females, doesn't matter.
Man, now I understand why Islam culture is growing up so much.
Why? Islamic culture is screwing up? Why?
No, I mean, in you couldn't shave the time, so you had to grow the beard. You also couldn't get. You should marry with only one woman and then create a family with her.
Yeah, but first of all, the beard is optional.
Yeah.
I don't believe that there is, because you see a lot of priests from the
Yeah.
church that have beards.
Most
So-
Orthodox priests.
Yeah,
don't
that
do
have beards, so there is nothing there.
Mhm.
Also, Islam is out of the three major monotheistic Abrahamic religions
Religions.
is the only one that allows you to have up to 4 wives.
Yeah, the
That's
only
why
one from
I
the three.
identify as a Muslim.
Okay.
Last month you identified as a rooster because the rooster gets to have sex with all of the chickens. So
Yeah, but I've changed now. I swear, people, I'm better.
Yeah.
I'm not.
or
I'm
worse.
crazy.
Yes,
For
it's free
work.
will.
These
Let
are
him
not
live.
my real friends. These are biomechanical androids that I've created so they can talk to me, because nobody in the real world likes me.
Okay, if you would be
That-
able to create androids, you wouldn't be here with us doing a simple podcast, technically.
Yeah, but the problem is that the elites don't want me to spread this revolutionary technology, because if there is people that are basically able to overthrow them, it would be bad for them, you know? Like biomechanical androids, what would you do to them? No, actually, let's talk about this. If somebody actually created a cell like
Just
stuff
like
from,
in Dragon Ball.
from
Except
Dragon
for
Ball.
that.
Okay, a person like Cell that is completely biomechanical, that can regenerate from a single cell,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and had the power to destroy planets, what would you do to that guy? It would be scary. Like, if you were at the wrong side of him, it would be scary. Like, okay, Cell in Dragon Ball is portrayed as this
Perfect warrior.
perfect warrior, yeah, but also a sociopath that will completely eradicate everything.
Yeah.
But if he wasn't that, if it was a government tool, how
Yeah.
scary would that be?
From 1 to 10?
Yeah,
100.
100.
exactly.
Even more.
Because you're dealing with a cold, ruthless, programmed psychopath that does not care about relating to you on an emotional level. It's just programmed to behave this way, and he behaves this way. And you can't do nothing. You can't drop nukes on him because they wouldn't. But it'll also be scary to the government, because they would need to have a way to reprogram it all the time. But the problem is, considering he's biomechanical, he could program himself if he gains sentience.
That would be a description of the AI program, I would say.
Well, yeah, but stuff from Dragon Ball is basically an AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
So,
killing machine.
don't believe AI
yeah.
program. Listen to Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And he, maybe in the future, he will create an AI by himself. So
Okay.
It's scary.
it,
though.
Okay,
can, it can be trusted.
It's really
Don't
scary.
trust AI.
You can't trust anyone anymore. It will be
I don't
very
even
scary.
trust my own clothes.
Yeah.
That's why I'm getting naked.
No. Thank you.
Please, the camera.
Oh, you're one to talk. Do we need to get into the stupid things you've done?
We will do
We were young.
on the last.
It
on
was
the next,
1 year ago.
On the
No,
next,
it was 5.
Whoa, guys,
No.
please, don't fight for me, please. You go.
Who the
Who
hell
the
are
hell are you?
Who
Who
the
the
fuck is that guy?
Next podcast we'll discuss each of us an embarrassing story.
Oh,
Yanni would have 3
how
embarrassing,
much time do you have for that?
Where should we start?
but it will be written a short, embarrassing story.
Yeah.
Then when you
Okay.
remember today, you want to go hide on your bedroom.
Wait. Short?
Short,
Short.
something like that.
Is that even possible?
Yeah, I know. Anyway, back to the.
Um, Apple was very curious about the book and you just interrupt him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Apple.
So, on that dystopian world with a big brother which decides everything, the families you as a parent can raise your kid till he is 10 years old. After after the 10th birthday, he will immediately be confiscated by the government and they will send him to the campuses for kids to indoctrinate them and to create the other party
Devout soldier. Yeah.
devout soldiers or workers. So, and if the kid on that 10 year, if the kid recognizes you as a parent, even the mother or the father, that you have thoughts against the government, they will spy on you to the authorities and they will immediately put you to jail. But that isn't the worst thing, which is the worst thing. Your own kid, your own
Yeah,
flesh and
yeah.
blood to spy on
It's
you.
a
and
horrible thing. Yeah.
It's a, it's a thing that we read it, but we
Stop playing
can't
with Nix.
we can't comprehend that thing. Another thing is that you eat with rations. You can
Yeah. Just like it happened
in
in
Albania.
the communist regime in
Yeah.
Albania. So to all the neo-communists talking about how good communism can potentially be, you can suck our Albanian dicks. No, I'm sorry, but I literally
You don't
cannot
have to be sorry.
understand. I can't understand how you can take a regime that is proven to not work and spread a shit ton of issues throughout the populace and oppress the populace in ways that are not even thought possible, that are not easily comprehended by the normal person. And you hear all these stories of all these countries going through this shithole of a process, and you want to get it to America? Like, why? Because, okay, when first the communist regime came to Albania, it did some changes for good. Okay, for example, 95% of the population it was illiterate. By the time the communist regime ended, it was only 5% of the population that was literate. The problem with this is though that, or any other issues that it fixed. The problem is though that the bar was already so low that there was no worse possible way for it to go from there. Okay, so what happened is that we had a growth that it was necessary to sustain a country, but as soon as that growth was achieved to the point where people were already competent enough to do their job but not smart enough or too afraid to criticize the government, everything went to shit because the government started abusing its power. Everybody was indoctrinated into this bullshit fucking idea that Enver Hoxha and the government is so good. Like, no, they were not. They have killed a pregnant woman. Okay, there was this festival incident.
Yes, the 11th festival of song in Albania.
Yeah, of songs in Albania. People there were imprisoned for daring to do the outrageous thing of dancing while singing.
Not only that,
Yeah.
dressing like modern.
Yeah, dressing a little bit modern, dressing a little bit westerner.
It's a crazy story. One of the
They were policing the way that we react to music and the way that we dress. They were policing it. It's not saying, oh, I don't like your dress. They were literally imprisoning people for that. Please do go.
Another crazy fact that will blow your mind is that they arrest one of the singers. He sang the first or the second, I don't remember, and he immediately left the stage and went to the beach. And he was looking on the sunset, and the police of the communist police arrested him because they said that he was looking at the west,
Yeah.
just looking at the west, and he was saying, "No, I was just tired. I was trying to sleep," and I think it was really because he had a lot of stress.
Listen, even if he was looking at the west, like you have to understand.
You are thinking like a Western, they said to him, and they just they didn't imprisonate him. They just
killed him. Yeah, but-
Seriously.
yes,
Yeah.
because this is how this type of dictatorial regimes work. Even thought that even the idea of you having an opinion against them is immediately dangerous to them, because you having a contrary opinion to what they say, if you can back it up with arguments, you can they cannot properly defend themselves because you have facts that point out towards them.
You know, the last words of him, he said to the guys that were about to kill him, but to all the party members that were watching it, smiling. You know, they were smiling that they saying there is a piece of shit that
Needs to die.
needs to die, and he said to all of them, he shouted because they said to him, what are your last words? And he just screamed, I hope you all rot in hell,
Yeah.
and that hell will celebrate your rot.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Was
Yeah.
were his last word. But it's a thing that the regime was a lot like what George said, that which typically the most the main plot of the story is that the main guy, the main character Winston, is a member of the party which works at the administration,
Yeah.
and he works at the Ministry of Truth.
Yeah.
He is an editor there, which gives his which says what thing is what
Yeah.
thing
He basically
needs to be
Yeah. He
eradicated or
basically,
not.
Censors what people say. It's censorship, the
Yeah.
purest form of censorship. Another great thing in the book is the Newspeak, which is basically a new dictionary of reinventing language.
Yeah, yeah.
What words you are allowed and not allowed to say. And if you say this word, if you want to say this, don't say this, but say this. Okay?
And for
Which-
that was the police, the thought police,
Yeah.
which immediately, and they had just like you know, they had the privileges of the army. They immediately, if you say something that was not on a dictionary, and when you say something that it's out of the ideology of the party, you immediately they can enter into your house and every hour they
Get
can
that.
literally kill your family members or your friends, and they can immediately put you on jail. Which rotting in jail was a privilege in
Yeah.
this book. The
Yeah.
thing that they would do to you in jail that were, I don't know, I started to
Yeah, that
cry.
was basically a privilege because
That was a privilege, literally.
Yeah, because the way they went about torture, they would psychologically torture you to the point where you basically admit that if the government says 2 plus 2 equals 5, then 2 plus 2 equals 5. And we saw this Instagram post.
Yeah, yeah. I like to explain. It,
No, let's let
yeah,
Jan
yeah.
explain.
Let Jan.
Yeah, it was a nice Instagram post, which is that 2 plus 2 is equal 5. And then that turned out to be the the flag of the community.
No, oh, I think you're.
No. You're mixing it.
Yeah.
It was a feminist activist that was
No,
saying.
I think it was just a woke activist.
Yeah, woke
Saying
activist.
that
Sorry.
basically saying 2 plus 2 equals 4 is racist under this new ideology that says there is no such thing as an objective reality. Because facts are apparently oppressive.
Yeah,
Like,
and,
I can't even process. It's hard for me to say that. I
yeah.
can't even process how stupid this is.
No, and she also
Okay,
said.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And
2
she-
plus 2 equals 4, motherfuckers. 2 fingers. And another 2 fingers. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4!
But for her-
kindergarten shit!
Yeah, girls, put the 2 fingers. But she says it's 1, 2, 3, 5.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, because the. I'm not going to do the
No,
joke. Come on.
do it, don't
It's
do
too
it.
banal. It's too. But now it's too.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
no.
So basically, Winston, it's an editor there that says it
That
works on the
basically
group. Yeah,
censors,
yeah, which censored the literature, the school materials, everything,
Yeah.
and also the TV advertising stuff, all of that. And one day,
Yeah.
you know, he describes how his family were taken from him when he was just a little boy, and he just saw all the things that they beat his father and his mother to the death. and they took him from me, and he was raised basically by the party. But even that an unconscious thought on himself was saying that screw the big brother, screw
Yeah.
big brother, and that thought he was saying that stuff with himself, and he found himself at the on the first 3 pages, something like that. He was writing on his diary, screw
Yeah.
the big brother, screw big brother, and uh, when he realized it or got up, he uh, he was, oh my god, 1 page, screw the big brother, screw the
Yeah.
big brother, screw the big brother, and he immediately says himself, am I doing the right thing or the wrong thing? And he finds himself on a dilemma, and he says, yes, I'm doing the right thing. And he says yeah, screw the government, screw the party, screw everyone. And he finds himself on this journey, and he needs to hide it and to find a way to overthrow that government. You know, where some rumors on the book that was another military group was called the Goldenstein group,
Yeah.
with the leader,
Yeah.
Goldenstein, that he was an enemy of the state that which would overthrow the government.
Yeah.
No, it was called that group was called the Brotherhood,
Yeah.
and basically that that if you would think about joining them, they would immediately recognize it and are out. And he finds himself on a daily disguise to hide himself, or to be, to not give any sign that
Yeah.
or indication that he is thinking about that. And he finds himself falling in love with one girl there, Julia,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they just saw each other, and they thought with themselves, he hates me or she hates me.
Yeah.
And one day she, I don't know, thought that he is different,
Yeah.
and she threw him a letter, and he got scared because he thought that oh, she recognized me, I'm screwed. And you know what the letter said? I love you.
I love
I love you. And and that thing, that throwing of a letter, the author says, was a act of rebellion.
Yeah.
Another act of rebellion is that they fall in love, they enjoy it, and they
What up, everybody? Welcome back to the Single Man's Podcast. Unfortunately, last time we had some technical errors. Basically, my phone's battery died, so we have to take it back a little bit and restart explaining from the point where we last left it. About the story of the two.
in
The young-
1984.
Yeah, in 1984, about the main character and his love interest basically having sex together.
Yeah, that was the most fun part of the book. That was the part that
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you
Was
rubbed
cut.
one off to it.
I
could've-
pervert.
You
yeah.
could have said something else except like sex, so I could not believe it. You could say like demon tango. It would have sounded better.
Demon Tango?
Yeah, the
Really?
people would understand
Really?
it.
What are you, a 15-year-old girl?
Seven,
a man,
seven,
you call it-
17 a man. Yeah, but it would be easier.
You can
Then
just
blue
say-
just blue pet.
Yeah, but you can just say, like, I don't know, wrestling. Demon
yeah.
Tango.
Apo is saying that
We should get going
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
book,
yeah, he was just asking that why the ghost didn't talk last podcast. Was just
Because
the
the
reason.
ghost's a bitch.
No, the ghost had some personal attendances.
No,
to do, and
just-
he didn't appear.
No,
in that
just
time.
Rieger scared me with that face. Look at him.
And
This guy looks like a younger version of Nicolado Avocado, so yeah.
He looks like somebody stepped on him. Like a Karen over his
okay,
face.
guys. I think that the main point that we are discussing is this.
Yeah.
It's the book.
Okay, let's stop the
Look how
cup
many eyes
measuring
are seeing you,
contest.
girls. Look how many eyes.
You
And
think
how
I
many
feel
eyes
like
are seeing you right now, Ghost? Ooh, scared. I'm sorry. We are also sorry that Jan is not here for the moment
that?
because,
he
he-
had some issues.
he had to go. It's because he needs to get up early.
Yeah.
He works.
Yeah.
So basically, we're talking about how Winston and Julia, the main characters of the book, found each other. They confessed their love to each other and
Yeah.
their interest to join the Brotherhood. Basically, Brotherhood is the opposite of the party,
Yeah.
the regime, which is, we forgot to mention, it's called INCSOC.
Yeah.
And analyzing evil of that party, it's another topic, and it will
Yeah,
have
it's an amazing video. You guys should watch it. It's by the content creator. I forgot their name, but we will link it down in the description below
Yeah.
for all of you to check it out.
Yeah, I believe it's called Analyzing Evil.
Yeah,
And
the
it's-
video.
Yeah,
Analyzing
it's
even
section.
more.
Yeah,
But
and it's 1 hour and 40 minutes discussing all the lengths of the party. What
yes.
all it's a big analyze, and
And if you're like me, you will play in double speed. In double speed. So from basically 100 minutes, it would only be 50 minutes.
yeah, yeah, good stuff. So Winston and Julia, they confess their love. They met. It's a guy, also another guy that comes a little bit around the book. It's called O'Brien,
Yeah.
and Winston don't like him
Yeah.
in the beginning of the book, but in the middle, he meets Julia and Winston, and they convince each other that he's from the Brotherhood, and he will talk to Goldenstein, the head of the organization, and they will join and will they will join and leave Oceania for good.
Excuse me, is because I've read the book many years ago. I don't particularly remember it well. Is Goldenstein a real person, or is it just this fictional character within the story? Of course, a fictional character created by the regime to have somebody to put the blame to.
It's not explained properly in the book, but the author leaves
Hints.
indication, hints that Golden State doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
All the organization doesn't exist, but it's just like it happens in the real world. You create an enemy because you need an enemy.
Yeah.
He
You create a problem and then
Yeah.
solve the solution.
yeah, the same thing, the same parallel can be said. And
Just like a lot of you people do.
but people love drama. It's another topic.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, but people love drama because of the patriarchy.
Whoever has watched House of the
What did you
Dragon,
say, Apo? Bullshit.
Oh, of course.
And
I was talking. But
Sorry,
you
I don't
interrupted.
care.
sorry,
Nobody cares.
sorry.
Nobody cares about your opinion.
Go. Let
Nobody
him
cares
speak.
about your face.
We're talking about freedom
I'm a
of
man,
speech.
of course people don't care about my face. Like, how stupid do you have to be to tell a guy you're ugly? How can that be an insult to a man? Okay?
It's an Albanian expression. The man needs to be at least attractive as a monkey.
Yeah.
All the men defeat the monkey on that
Yeah.
contest, so
Well,
Yeah.
not all of them.
not
Well,
all of them.
Whoever has
Like,
watched
for
House of the
example, him.
I
Okay.
swear to God if you interrupt me again.
Please enlighten yourselves, both of you, with
Like,
some knowledge.
whoever has watched House of the
Yeah.
Dragon, whenever there is drama, I'm Damon. Watching the smirking, watching the drama.
Okay.
You don't know what I'm talking about, so shut up and listen to my brother.
Okay, so basically, before they leave, they sometimes, I think twice a week, they go to a place. It's a old store outside of the town that sells antiques, and they rented the second floor, which is just like a magazine, and they bought a bed and they just go there for sex. It's just like an hotel,
Yeah.
and they think that the owner of that store doesn't care what they do upstairs.
Yeah.
But they all the time they do, the author describes as a lustful, passionate sex.
Yeah.
And that thing the author says, or gives us a hint that kind of sex is an act of rebellion.
Yeah.
The act of rebellion started at the letter. You know, I talked
Yes.
about that she gave him a letter. He thought that, ooh, she found me. I'm dead. I'm a dead man. But the letter said the other thing. I love you.
Yeah.
You know, two minds outside of the regime, man. They're
Yeah.
just enjoying each other. They're enjoying their freedom,
Yeah.
or they are really free. it's a thing. Some people say they are just victims of the
Struggles.
regime,
Yeah.
but other people interpreted it as they are free here first.
Yeah.
But at the end of the book, basically, the owner spied to them on the party, and the party comes and arrests them both.
Yeah.
And from that, the book describes the tortures in jail only for Winston.
Yeah.
He has a fear of mice,
Yeah.
and they just hang him on the wall, and the mice comes all around of him, and they say 2 plus 2 equals 5. He doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Say I love Big Brother.
He doesn't want to do that as well.
He doesn't want to do that at first, and the torture continues for 1 year.
Yeah.
1 year the torture. They shaved his head. They even they said to him, we won't let you eat properly. We won't let you think properly, and we won't let you sleep properly.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
think the basic needs: eating, sleeping, and thinking.
Yeah.
Every every person do the two things. The third, I'm not sure that everybody does,
Yeah.
but basically 1 year, and all the torture continues and continues, and they let him free, and he's another man.
Yeah.
He's a tamed
Wow.
animal.
A changed man. Man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
The Matrix of
The
Jack
Matrix. Yeah.
the possessed thing.
Stop listening to us.
Whew, demon, fuck you.
And he and the end of the book is something like and
Never mind, he's talking to himself. He just lost his mind.
and at the end of the book, basically the thing is that he loves the regime, or he lets them think that he loves the regime, but I think he is unable to overthrow the regime. They beat him at his own game. So, and the last
Because being a lone person against an entire regime with no help,
you know
what
the
can you do?
the
That's
lone
why
wolf.
you need power.
Yeah, and it's that the lone wolf philosophy that doesn't
Yeah.
apply in the real.
I mean, one of the headlines that we read yesterday, the
Yeah.
purpose of power, power is not a tool, power is the purpose.
Yeah.
I think that becomes true in a certain extent, like you have achieved everything you want to achieve in life. So the only thing you need power now for is power.
Yeah.
Okay, because right now we need power as a tool to change the circumstances of our life. But
Yeah.
once all the circumstances of our life that we wanted to create are set in place and all our problems are solved and we have nothing to worry about, we will just use power and money to see how much control we can exert over other people, you know?
Yeah. And another interesting quote. It's in Albanian, but I will translate it. Is "War is peace." The three main headlines of the party. War is peace. Slavery. No, freedom is slavery, and ignorance is power.
Think about it. Ignorance is
And
power. A
think
lot of
about
times
it
we
deeper.
think ignorance is bliss,
Yeah.
which is another thing that perhaps has some validity to it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's better to not know things because you have to be a really powerful person, physically, spiritually, mentally, so you don't either become corrupt by it or completely break you and leave you scared for the rest of your life.
And the last paragraph of the book says that he was bald-headed, stupid-headed
Yeah.
here, and he says that when he saw the Big Brother poster
Yeah.
that says "Big Brother watching you" and the old man with mustache, he just said that he cried himself
Yeah.
loud,
Yeah.
and he said he just loved Big Brother.
Yeah.
That's the ending. At the beginning, I didn't understand. He hated Big Brother, but at the end of the book, he loved it. He loved him.
Yeah, because they psychologically broke and tortured him so much that he basically became brainwashed by
Yeah.
force.
They tortured him at that point that they were telling him, say that you're a piece of shit, say that you're not worth it, Say that you're not worthy for Big Brother. Say that you love him.
Of course.
Everything.
Because that's what they want you to do. They want you to deny.
Yeah.
You see people, for example, the woke SJWs, for example, what are
sleeping-
male feminists?
The-
Okay,
the-
the self-proclaimed male feminists that are embarrassed to be a man. That's to the point where how much they can exert power over you. To start being disgusted by an unchangeable fact about yourself, or by the fact that you have or at some point had disagreements with the people in power, with the establishment. Okay, it's a shaming tactic. Like just like our parents use sometimes.
Yeah.
Every time you're winning an argument, the mother will say, "Oh, I carried you for 9 months," or the dad will say, "You're living under my roof."
Yeah. Or the other one is that I have been in your place. You haven't been in my place, or in your age. They say.
Yeah,
But it's another thing. I will go at your age,
yeah.
but
Or-
you will not come again at my age.
Or your dad left you for milk.
Okay.
We are not talking about absurdity here.
Or your mother regretted the abortion.
If your mother aborted you, you're dead. So you're not
Yeah.
watching this.
No, she regretted that she didn't do the abortion. That is what I mean.
Oh, okay. Regret it, not aborting.
Well,
That felt like a personal attack.
No, no,
Is that a personal attack?
you
No.
have a deep thought.
he's rethinking life decisions.
Sometimes just think that my parents not liking that much, and I don't blame them.
Well, I'm one of the
I mean,
favorites.
sometimes I look at myself and I say, you know what? Fuck you, but respect. But fuck you anyway.
Welcome to the club, man.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
like,
one of,
just
I'm
like
one of
you
the
know
favorites.
comics,
I'm one of the favorites. He's the last one. Favorite.
you know?
Yes,
Yeah,
the burden of being the big brother.
yeah.
Fuck, we use big
No,
brother again.
not this Big Brother. Just like Big Brother in the family.
Did you tell the viewers about what do you think the cover is, or you're not gonna share?
We
Just show the viewers.
we showed before the technical issues. You see the pyramid, the triangle with
eyes.
all the eyes. It's
Yeah.
just like
If you were here, basically the last podcast, and you weren't being a bitch downstairs, you could have seen it for yourself.
Well, I was in the couch. I was in the next room, so I was hearing, but I didn't hear about that.
Yes, because you were not paying attention.
you know,
And I didn't know what to say, so
you know,
I could not be a ghost.
that pain or that thing that you shared about how your family doesn't like you very much. It's just like you remember the comics Black Panther.
Yeah.
In the comics that he loves Storm very much, you know, and the Storm doesn't love him back. She loves the guy that is a servant of Apocalypse, the guy with wings.
No, I don't think Storm ever really had a relationship with the freaking Archangel.
Yeah,
And basically,
Archangel. Yeah,
yeah, but she's not in love with Archangel. I do not believe that. I'm not. But I do know this. They were a couple, one of the biggest couples in MCU, and T'Challa is stated to be the love of Storm's life, and vice versa. Storm is stated to be T'Challa's love life.
yeah, but you know, she rejects him first. I don't remember
Exactly why.
exactly why or what. It was the second time, the third time I don't remember it. And you see that he is a little bit depressed with his head down, and is Wolverine there, and he says to him, "Welcome to the club."
Okay.
You know, he just speaks two or
How
three
does
sentences,
Okay,
two or three words.
you basically just opened an entire other conversation to
Yeah, yeah,
explain
but-
me a meme
Yeah, it's just
about
like
Wolverine telling Black Panther, "Welcome to the club."
just like you think that your parents doesn't like you.
Yes, I get that. I get
Welcome
it,
to the
but
club.
you created an entire sub story to basically tell me welcome to the club.
People like big mouths. Man.
Yeah, but your mouth is not just big; it's also stupid and it's annoying as fuck.
He says, "Don't listen to him. You're perfect."
Sat kapagud. How much did he pay you? How much did he pay you?
Well, it seems like Apple has a favorite, and it's not you. Because-
Next school,
Don't drink
betray
it.
me.
Don't drink it, girls. Don't
Why?
drink it.
Why?
You will become a werewolf.
Well, you forgot something. Women are like obsessed with werewolves.
Yes,
so
exactly.
No, no, no.
You have no
no.
idea how much women are obsessed with Twilight. What are you doing?
Oh shit! No, no.
I don't like Twilight. I never seen it. I don't want to see it.
Why, George? Why had you write this book? Why? People won't listen to you. Why
Yeah.
did you write this book,
Like
George?
nobody listened to Jesus, and he was right all along.
George says, "Don't interrupt my sleep. I deserve it."
Yeah, sleep in peace, big buddy.
And he says his name is Eric. So,
Okay.
but you know, to conclude it, another interesting theme is that when you see in the book that you can take everything from a man, but the author says it clearly: you can take three things,
Yeah.
or three things will remain with him. If he decides it, always.
Yeah.
If you don't come a rat.
Yeah.
It's faith, it's hope, and it's love.
These are
I'm talking about the book
Yeah.
right now and how the author sees it or how he wants us to.
Well, faith
Give
and
his
hope
mention.
are like, listen, faith in what?
I think faith that
In a higher power.
for better tomorrow. Faith that something will come.
Yeah,
to
but that's
later.
hope though.
Yeah, but I don't know. Faith and hope can be different. I know how the author, or
Yeah.
we can mix it together. We
Yes,
can make it
but-
one, but
Faith and hope usually are separate. Faith is that you believe there is a higher power, okay, or you believe in what somebody says, or you believe.
Yeah, because faith is that in the context that they believe in higher power, but the higher power here is the party,
Yeah,
physically,
and-
on
and
the
I-
physical realm. But I think that the main characters, the two main characters,
yeah,
I think they believe in more higher thing. They believe in a morality that's beyond what they have been
yes,
told.
and that's
but-
faith. And hope is what you said, that
Hope
tomorrow
for
will
better.
be better. Yeah,
And love is the last thing that remains. I'm not talking just love
in a romantic.
in a romantic. I'm saying love for your country, love for your, I don't know, friends or
Listen,
I don't know.
have you ever thought that the love that we have for our blood family members is not actually love, but is more like preservation of one's own species? That we're just biologically predisposed to care about the people of our blood more than we care about the people that are not from the same family as us.
You know, it's very
Subjective.
subjective, yeah, because you see it on that way. Some people love their family very much. They won't even go on the going to die for them. Some other people just see that most important thing that any other member, it's me.
Yes.
You know, it's and you can argue
Like your
with
brother right here. Selfish
It's
bitch.
like your existence.
No, I'm not that selfish. Come on.
you know,
I am selfish, but not that selfish.
Everyone is selfish.
you know it's
Everybody, I don't deny that people are selfish. The problem is that some
Like-
people are way more selfish than others.
Look at my brother. Look at that face. Look at that face.
Okay, he's Jewish, so he doesn't count.
If it's Jews,
You
I'm Jew.
freaking Jew.
No, 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 no.
So I don't know how you what do you think about the plot? To be serious, just for once, I don't know how you think about the plot. How do you see that? Do you consider this book a treasure?
I consider this book scary. Like,
No, scary, intimidating. I don't know. You can give
well,
a lot of
if you didn't interrupt me, I would have said what I meant. By scary,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean this.
tell.
Thanks for the watch, Uncle. I appreciate it. What I think of the book, why do I think it's scary? It's scary because when you see the totalist regime described in the book and compared it to, and the tactics they use.
Yeah.
Okay, the psychological torture, the ostracization, the changing of morality, and brainwashing you into loving a system that is not working in your favor,
Yeah, all kinds of
dividing you into identity politics that we see here, redefining words, or straight up banning words, banning figures that they don't like, people that they don't like, and comparing it to how much this happens in the modern world, it's really scary because things are not always upfront. Okay, America has gotten to the point where it's upfront, but in Albania, for example, going against the system or the people in power, perhaps might not. You're not might be specifically fired for not being like in the papers. It doesn't count as you're fired because you weren't at the latest protest that we organized or at the latest
Meeting.
convention meeting
Oh,
that we organized as a party in power.
Yeah.
But in truth, that's what it is. So basically, what you have here is description of every disgusting politic that corrupt governments undertake
Yeah.
and corrupt societies undertake.
Thanks, man. You know, I appreciate your thought really because you have a good thing. You're completely honest and you give a lot of truth for me.
I'm honest, and we're going to tie this later to the
Yeah,
next
okay.
episode,
Next
which we will start recording right after this one.
Yeah.
But I'm completely honest because I'm at the point of my life where I don't see how much I have to lose. Like, I don't have a lot to lose.
Do you know that I'm just giving again another cinematic example? You know the Rocky saga. You know
Yeah.
the Rocky films. You know, in the first movie, Rocky was
An underdog.
a loser. Yeah, yeah. He considered, and even Sly Sylvester Stallone said that he was a loser,
Yeah.
but he believed that the shot was given to him.
Yeah.
But on the second movie, he basically beat Apollo, but the match was rigged, and they gave him.
Yeah.
They
Gave him the
they gave Apollo the winning. The next fight, Apollo was a little bit about the media and everything that was saying that he is I don't know, a fraud, a fluke that he won. You know, they were thinking he's a liar and every stuff like that. Apollo is just like a manifestation of Muhammad Ali on
Yeah.
on the Rocky, and his trainer didn't want him to fight Rocky because he said that Rocky is a man that keeps coming after him because he doesn't have anything to lose.
Yeah.
And if a man doesn't have anything to lose, he's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's a compliment for you,
And that's why stripping away.
also for me.
Yeah. And even if we see in the world today, why do we have things like incels? Okay, it's men that don't have anything that are the most dangerous ones.
Yeah, it can
Okay?
imply on the
If
negative
you,
way
If
or
you walk
positive.
up to somebody like Andrew Tate, for example, or Trump, and you call them a dick, they're not even going to remember your
Their name.
face.
Yeah,
Okay, some idiot just called me an idiot, a dick, an asshole, whatever. And they're not going to be concerned with it. If you go to some homeless person on the street or somebody that's basically in the hoods, okay, we have hoods in Albania as well, so don't
Yeah.
go around calling us racist, you dumbasses. Because Albania is a giant hood in itself. But
Yeah.
if you go in the hood and you call somebody a dick, he might just start a fight or even kill you
Yeah.
for it.
yeah, for
So-
nothing.
Yeah, because it's people with nothing that are the most dangerous to kill.
Yeah.
That's why the biggest military recruitments happen in poor eras.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're people that don't have anything. They don't know anything, and they don't have anything to lose. And yeah, it's true that you can take the positive way or the negative way. So either
How
of them.
important is life when you're not living but you're just surviving?
A question that is $1 million question, I think.
Since we were talking about books, I wanted to ask before. Is it only me who loves to smell the books? It's so random, I know.
I remember smelling books when I was a little kid. So
I still
I
smell them.
love
I
don't
remember biting books and eating the
'Cause
cover.
you're an
I had a
animal.
friend that in high school he just eating paper from the.
Yeah.
Because you're an
Because he was-
animal. That's
He
why.
was stressed that the teacher would call him up to,
Yeah.
to give him his note.
Wait, we
He's-
didn't go to the same high school.
Yeah.
And he was
Good
a
morning.
He
I
was
know that. Jesus Christ, you didn't get the joke. You said I had a friend in high school that used to eat paper, and I
Yeah.
said we didn't go to the same high
I
school.
did it.
Implying that I
Yeah.
ate paper in high school. Oh.
You didn't even touch your books in the high school, man. Please don't.
Nah, the last year, okay? The first 2 years, I was good little boy. I did what everybody told me, and I
Oh,
studied.
good mama boy.
Mama's boy.
You shut the fuck up. You're
You shut the
literally
fuck
the
up.
biggest mama's boy ever.
I hate to admit it, but he's right.
Of course he's right. You're never going to say I'm right.
Yes, because you're a piece of shit.
No, because I'm the big brother. So,
Yeah.
but
Big brothers are always right, but not big sisters though. If they ain't in the kitchen, they ain't right.
and they
It's a joke. Come on.
and if they give you dating advices, the best thing is not to listen to them.
Yes, because why would the fisherman take
Because
lesson how
the-
to fish out of fish?
Yeah,
Like,
it's a thing that she wants you to give two options. First, she has a friend that is single and she wants her to hook up with
and
you.
it's generally the ugly fat friend.
Yeah,
The
or
fun.
or the second option is that she wants you to that your future girlfriend to break your heart so you would learn.
Yeah. Or the third option, if she lives in Alabama, she wants to fuck you. If you live in Alabama, she wants to fuck you.
Sad reality. Now, to conclude, can I have the last?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just a last thing that I don't know. The 5 books that are my favorite, I mentioned last time. I think that this book is about our choice. What do we do with our choices?
With our
do-
rights, with our power. Do we
With our
give it away
power.
to the government?
Yeah, how the other book, Uncle Gorio from Balzac, it's if we don't appreciate family, I don't know, the culture will be ruined sooner or later.
And
I don't know if you
family is
remember
the basis of society.
Yeah,
okay?
I don't know if you remember the plot
Individual,
there.
I don't think I've read Jaguar.
It's a Balzac book that goes about the decay of the family structure in
Yeah. And just for anybody that might misunderstand, Jagorio, Ja is
Uncle.
uncle, okay?
Yeah.
Uncle Gorio, or
Yeah.
old man Gorio.
Yeah.
But we call it in Albania Jagorio, and it just comes naturally to us to say Jagorio.
Les Miserables, or
Yeah.
the poor ones. It's I don't think that it would be another
Hugh
amazing
Jackman did
story.
an amazing
Yeah,
portrayal of the
Jean Valjean.
Jean Valjean
I don't know
character.
that. I say a lot of times, I don't know, with people that read books which are rare in Albania.
Yeah, everywhere today.
Everywhere. Okay, but
Like basically, if you don't live in the further east, okay, in countries like China, Japan, Korea, Singapore, Malaysia, India.
all the East.
Yeah, the further east, reading books is mandatory there from the family,
Yeah,
but here not.
yeah, here now, a shame. But the Les Miserables, I say, it's the most amazing story ever written about pain, suffering, love, everything mixed
You
together.
clearly haven't read Berserk. I mean, the main character was born from his mother's hung corpse.
I know.
From a tree.
Yeah. You told me to read it, and I will read it, but
He
I
will
don't know,
never. He
my
just
opinion,
says those.
My opinion, I think.
Just
it
like
never
I will
changed.
never start One Piece. Actually, I did start One Piece, but I don't think I'll ever finish.
That's why he's-
1000
he
plus.
missed
That's
the
why
jam.
he's a piece of shit. He
Yeah,
didn't watch
He
One
missed the
Piece.
jam, the big jam. He just was digging, and the jam was just 2 steps away from him, and he didn't get it.
No, I just
Same.
went the other route and got a bigger gem in Berserk, so screw you.
Nice. The other book, The
Do you know how
Alchemist.
many people you just offended right now for saying that Berserk is...
No, I'm not
Lesser
offending
than One
Berserk, but you're offending One Piece. So
No, I'm just saying that Berserk is better than One Piece.
you think you're better than Samuel L. Jackson, that says that One Piece is the most amazing?
Because Samuel L. Jackson perhaps has not read Berserk.
Maybe we need to ask him.
And
We
plus,
can
just
invite-
because he's a better and greater actor than I am does not
Yeah.
mean that he's right.
I know, but we can invite him in our podcast and you can say it to his face.
Yeah, you need to pay $1 million. You need to sell this house and I
All
don't
of
know,
our kidneys.
even
Together.
get like money from the bank. I don't know how to say it in
Loans,
English.
loans,
Yeah, loans.
Loans.
Or more.
To get Samuel Jackson in for 2 minutes.
No, he's a good pal.
What about blowjobs?
He's kidding. Don't do it at home.
Don't do it at home.
Or do it if you're a sugar baby. Like,
There
free
there
market.
might be children watching. There might be teenagers. Well, teenagers these days know all this shit. So children.
To get it
do you
serious.
think children are going to watch a 5-hour podcast of three?
Well, you
creepy
don't know the
dudes?
parents.
No. Look at the setup of our podcast. Okay, we're some dudes in a dark room with some lights that fall menacingly over us. It looks like a cult. Okay, do you think parents are just going to look at us and say, they look like they're from cults and they look like creeps? Yeah, it's definitely content for my child. Like, no.
And you forgot my brother is reading another book. I'm reading another book. Like,
Yes, and
by the way, it's Fire and Blood by George R. R.
jerking
Martin.
off. What?
So basically, The Alchemist is about pursuing the dream and appreciating nature and following what your heart and what God has set for you to do. You need to read that book. It's very amazing. And The Plague from Camus, that it's just like a parallel of the COVID-19 kind of situation. But if the COVID-19 would continue a little bit longer, I think that the situation would be as the same as the plague. People going crazy and
People
It's
Sorry
not
to say. I think we are making a whole podcast. We were just about to say 10 minutes. It's been 30 minutes.
okay, so we examined the 1984, we roasted each other, we roasted the ghost,
Yeah,
we roasted our families, so I think the job is done for the day.
yeah. Okay, thank you everybody for watching the Single Man's podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe and share this with your friends if you find it interesting. Perhaps if you find something of value here. Tell us what you think about our conversation in the comments, or whether it's something positive or negative. Try to keep it into the constructive criticism, okay? Because we won't block you or delete the comments if you.
We are
just
not
shallow.
And if
We are
you're
not
going
shallow.
if you're going to say noteworthy opinions, go fuck yourself.
No, it's not that. Like, you can insult us, but it's like
We don't
I
give
don't
a
know
fuck.
about the guys, but yeah, I don't give a flying which we'll discuss in the next podcast right after we close.
Since Jan is not here, I'm going to say it. Don't waste your time watching this show.
Oh,
And I would have told Jan to go fuck
the
yourself.
aged teenager face is going through.
This is a man's world.